My son and his wife, Gemma, have been staying with us for a little over 2 months now while they prepare to move into a new place. I enjoy having them with us, and for the most part my daughter-in-law is lovely, but she is very messy. Since we had our kids, I've been a housewife, and I have always run my house to a certain set of standards. I expect them to be followed, even by guests. My son has often described his wife as someone who prefers clutter, and she generally likes to have things where she can see them, because apparently it saves her time. I don't quite see that, as having everything in its place so you know where it is would save more time. Gemma will leave her makeup out in the bathroom until she gets home in the afternoons because she runs out of time in the mornings to put them up. But I don't appreciate having to stare at the mess for hours until she does get home. I tried handling privately with my son in hopes he could talk to her. While he did agree, he mostly made excuses about her behavior, equating it to an unstable home life growing up with incompetent parents. But she is not a child anymore, and might soon even have kids of her own. My own kids knew how to clean up after themselves before they were out of elementary school. My frustrations over the situation grew to a head one day when yet again she left out makeup in the bathroom, and in response I took a trash bag and placed all the makeup and everything underneath the sink that was hers as well, and then in the guest bedroom every piece of clothing she owned, etc. I had no intention of actually throwing her belongings in the trash, but I wanted to show how serious I was on the matter, and I thought maybe handling it how I would have handled a teenager would have given her a bit of a wake-up call, since she had seemed to miss out on it in her childhood. Gemma came home before my son, and when she discovered her things in the trash bags outside of the front door, I could tell she was rather shell-shocked. I didn't yell, but I was stern when I explained that her behavior had been very disrespectful, and if it continued she would have to leave my house. Gemma didn't say much and just looked at me with wide eyes the whole time, and then when I was done she apologized and took all of her things back inside the guest room. She stayed in there crying, which seemed to me to be dramatic, until my son got home. They talked, and then he came out and told me while he understands my need for a tidy home, I had taken things too far. I said that while they're both most welcome to stay in my home for another month as we had planned, all areas used by them must be kept clean and tidy. Since then, Gemma has been keeping all of her things in her car, and won't even place them in the house at all. She has also become very reserved when I am around, but is completely fine around other family members. The mess stopped, but now there is an awkwardness in the house. AITA for trying to teach my daughter-in-law the manners and values her parents clearly failed to instill in her? Hit the subscribe button now for more AITA dilemmas.